Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and we are going to be showing some stuff that I got from the GameStop buy two get one free deal that they were doing for all the pre-owned stuff during the week. It's technically still going on as the recording of this video, but at this point I'm done buying stuff because the amount of stuff that I got here, plus the amount of stuff I got from the last haul with Mr. Cheapo, plus some of the Guitar Hero stuff I've been picking up. So yeah, at this point I think I'm done and I can just pretty much sit down and make the video now since I'm not waiting for anything else to come in the mail, and I'm sure as hell I'm not purchasing anything else. I hope. I hope I have enough self-control, but there's going to be a lot of stuff in this video. A lot of big stuff. Actually, maybe not a lot of big stuff, but there is one specific big thing in this video that I'm going to be showing off today. Very excited to give it a look, but let's jump right into this. This is probably one of my favorite hauls I've done so far. Absolutely. Alright, so we're going to start off with the big one. So I'm just going to pretty much show the first part of it, and then I'm going to take my phone and kind of record the second part of it. Yeah, that's how big this is. So first off, we got a refurbished PS4 Pro. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking, why the hell get a PS4 Pro if you already have two PS5s? Or even get a PS4 Pro in these days if you have a PS5 when it's that much more powerful? Well, if you guys didn't know already, the PSVR 2 isn't compatible with PSVR 1 games, and I have a PSVR 1 and really wanted to get the best experience out of it, considering you get better VR performance when using a PS4 Pro. But that wasn't the only reason I got the PS4 Pro. I'm going to show you the biggest reason that I got this. So this was the big reason for my wait, and as a matter of fact, here's a little preview of the room setup that I'm going to be showing off pretty soon. But I got a PS4 Kiosk. Yes, my GameStop that I work at threw out their PS4 Kiosk. One of the higher-ups at the store said, we don't need this in the store anymore. The PS5 is out. PS4 is no longer, the big thing that everyone's talking about. We don't need this giant demo unit in the store anymore. So instead of just throwing it out, I did what I did best, what I always do best, and I just took the thing home to mess with it. So this had the Kiosk PS4 in there, the one that kind of just did all the demo units in there. I gutted that, and I put my PS4 Pro inside of this thing. So everything is connected to this thing, and what I'm actually going to be doing next is essentially getting my PSVR set up on this thing so I can have a nice little VR setup connected with this thing, because the Kiosk itself comes with the PlayStation camera. It also comes with the DualShock, but I have another DualShock that came with the Pro anyway. But, this thing, to me, is just absolutely amazing. I've always been into these kiosk things, but I've never actually gotten one for myself. So, this is a first for me. Probably the last one I'll get for a really long time until I get my own place. But, honestly, I am absolutely in love with this thing so far. I've been playing a ton of it. I never thought I'd jump back on PS4 after being on PS5 for so long. But, honestly, this thing just motivates me to play it all the time, and it's such a cool little thing. So, where I technically didn't need to get the PS4 Pro since I already had a PS4, considering my PS4 is the Black Ops 3 edition, I'd like to keep that thing in good condition and not really put it to use anymore. I want to keep that thing in pretty good shape, so maybe sometime in the future it'll collect some value. But essentially, yeah, no, I got the PS4 Pro now, so I have every single main series PlayStation. I've got the 1, I've got the 2, I've got the 3, I've got the 4, I've got the Pro, and I've got the 5 and the 5 digital. So the only thing I'm really missing there is the PS1 Slim, and then the just all the models of the PlayStation at that one point, pretty much. But I have every PlayStation, and now, the mid-gen upgrade. And then on top of that, I also have the Xbox One X, which, funny enough, I skipped out on both the One X and the PS4 Pro last generation. So getting it this late in, I'm surprised I did it. I didn't think I was ever going to jump on those things, but I guess now I have a reason to, since I have that really cool kiosk in there. The Xbox One X is more just an impulse buy because it was the Project Scorpio edition at my store. But yeah, I have a PS4 Pro now and a kiosk, and who knows, maybe I'll get another kiosk in the future as well. Maybe GameStop will throw out some more stuff. Alright, so now we're here to move on to the games. The first one I'm going to show off is a game I really know nothing about, but a customer came and returned it because it wasn't in the seal and the condition wasn't in the way he was looking at it, and then I purchased it right after he traded it in. This one is Art of Rally Collector's Edition. So this has a bunch of cool stuff on the inside here. I'm not going to take it all out, but it's got all the collector stuff that you would think of. I don't really know much about the game, but all I did know is it's basically just a collector's edition of something that's on the Switch, and I don't really have a lot of cool stuff in my Switch collection. I felt like this would be a really good idea of something to go for. I may play the game as well since it's already opened. If it was something I was trying to buy the collector's edition for where I wasn't going to open it, then this wouldn't have happened, but I thought it looked really cool. I wanted to add something to the Switch collection, and I ended up just picking this up pretty much right off the bat. Next up is another game that didn't apply to the buy two get one free deal, but it was something that I had pre-ordered that I figured I'd just pick up right away, considering it's one of the only physical PSVR games that's out there, and it's really one of the only ones I'm interested in. That one would be Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition. So I'm pretty sure they released this on the Oculus initially, maybe the regular edition. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I own this game on the Oculus. I know I have a Star Wars game on there. Maybe it was a Vader game. I have no idea, but whatever it was, this game does look pretty interesting. I definitely want to give it a shot, as I only have one game for the PSVR 2 right now, so not really many options other than like the games that support the VR 2. I definitely felt like this would have been a good idea to add. Plus, I'm a major Star Wars nerd. I love these kind of games. I love the movies. I love everything about Star Wars. So this was absolutely something I had to pick up day one. I got this, and this is now the first game I have in my PSVR collection, PSVR 2 collection, I should say, other than the Horizon game that came on a digital code. And I hope eventually someday they release that physically, because then I'll get a sealed copy of that. Alright, so now for the games that did apply to this deal. Just a ton of awesome stuff I picked up in this haul. This honestly is probably one of my favorite hauls I've ever done so far. There's just so much good content in here and stuff that I'm going to be 100% playing that it might be one of my favorite hauls I've done so far, especially with the PS4 Kiosk that we just got in there. But first one on there that applied to the deal was Demon's Souls, which obviously had a remake on PS5. I started playing it. It's really hard. I'm terrible at the Souls games, but when I saw that this came off of trade hold at my store, because at Gamestop we hold the trades for 22 days before we can sell them, immediately after I saw it come off of trade hold, I had to pick it up. I have always wanted to play the original version of this game after I heard of the remake, because prior to the remake I didn't know this game existed. I do like the Souls games. As I said before, I suck at them, but I do think that they're very good, well-made games. So this was definitely 100% something I had to add to my PS3 collection, because, you know, like I said in my previous video, I mainly have Xbox stuff for the most part, and I kind of want to expand on my other platforms as well and not be so biased towards Xbox. Another game I got that exact day, which came off a trade hold at the exact same time, was Kingdom Hearts 2.5 for the PS3. So I never owned a Kingdom Hearts game before. I've never played a single one of them. I do have a really good friend named Zach that just loves the Kingdom Hearts series and has been talking about him for years, so I definitely want to give the franchise a shot. I'm probably going to end up getting some of the other ones on PS2 as well, but I figured since this one was so cheap, being only $10, that I might as well just pick it up and add it to my PS3 collection. It's one of those things that just honestly piqued my interest, and since my friend talks about it all the time, it's definitely something that I absolutely had to do. So I forgot to mention before, hardware also applied to this pre-owned deal. So the PS4 Pro actually was part of that buy two get one free thing. Only thing was you couldn't get the console free essentially. So if you were to buy 3 consoles, that wasn't going to happen. You weren't going to buy 2 and then get one of them free. It was able to apply to the deal if you were getting accessories and games, but not to the consoles. So one of the accessories I ended up picking up that I was very surprised to see at one of the stores, and very happy I was able to get my hands on it. The Forza Horizon 5 Xbox Series X / Xbox One controller. I have always loved the look of this thing. I do collect controllers. I mainly collect the PlayStation ones, but and I just keep those in the box. But even though this one was pre-owned, I absolutely had to pick it up and just, you know, use it as an awesome controller. I've been using it so far. I love the grip of it. I do kind of prefer the 25th anniversary or the 20th anniversary edition controller feel to this one, but honestly, it's such a cool looking controller, and I couldn't pass up the deal considering it was part of that buy two get one, and I was able to get some discounts on some games while also buying this controller. So these games right here, I absolutely slept on when I was a child. Like, I didn't care for them at all. Maybe just because I didn't understand them or how to play them. But a lot of people, like, love these games. They talk about them all the time during that Wii era and consider them, you know, some of the best Mario games of all time. So I picked them both up on the same day. Those 2 games being Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Super Mario Galaxy 1. I played some of Mario Galaxy 1 when I was younger, but like I said, I didn't really get into it. Maybe I just wasn't good at that style of games back then, but I don't remember really enjoying the game at all. I remember just thinking it was kind of boring. I would go back to playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii or whatever, but after just seeing so many people talk about how good these were, and then plus Super Mario 3D All-Stars just coming out and just doing a kind of like a remaster remake of this, or like a half emulation, you know, half native port of this, it definitely put the game in my head for an idea, and I felt like maybe now was the time to give it a second chance. I do have a Wii still, I have a Wii U and stuff, and I would definitely love to give these a shot on the consoles that they originally came out on. Like I said, a lot of people have some really good reviews for these things, and I definitely have to give it a second shot, considering I love all the other 3D Mario games these days. Because funny enough, you know what, now that I remember as I'm talking, I didn't like Super Mario Sunshine when I was growing up either, so maybe I just was a kid that just had a terrible taste in games, I guess. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be giving these a shot. I'm very excited to try them because they're really, at this point, the only 3D Mario games I haven't played. I played the hell out of Sunshine, played the hell out of 64, 3D World plus Bowser's Fury I'm playing right now, and Mario Odyssey is probably my favorite Mario game of all time, so can't wait to give these ones a shot. So I initially skipped on these two games when they first launched because I heard that they were a different style than the rest of the franchise, but since they were pretty cheap and they were doing the buy two get one free deal, I figured I'd finally add them to my collection, especially because by playing these games you got some extra Pokemon that you couldn't get unless you played them in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Those two games being Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. So unfortunately when I ordered this one, it came in the pre-owned box. I was really hoping that they would have the official cover art for this one. And where this one did come in the official box, it is pretty beat up. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is finding just some blank cases or maybe even just the cover art online and essentially just getting better physical copies of these things, because as much of a hypocrite as I am for working for GameStop and selling games like these all the time in this condition, as a collector myself, I probably should have waited until I found a copy of these in person, because I get real OCD with these things. So I'm hoping I'm gonna like these games. I mean, I know they're very closely related to like the style of Pokemon Go, and I love Pokemon Go, and I still do love it to this day. So definitely going to be giving these games a shot. At this point now, I have every Pokemon game on the Switch other than the Mystery Dungeon DX game, and I think New Pokemon Snap. I really don't care too much about the side games as much, unless they come out with the Gale of Darkness and Coliseum 2 or whatever. But, yeah, no, these games look interesting. I skipped on them initially, but I hope that I was wrong and that they end up being pretty good. Another two games I was really hoping to get the original case and cover art for were Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 plus 2 for the Series X, and Castlevania Lord of Shadow for the Xbox 360. So I kind of was expecting this one to come in the pre-owned case, because nowadays a lot of people that are trading in their stuff really don't trade in the original stuff with the 360. A lot of times when my customers come in, they just come in with like just the disc at that point, and then we have to make the cases ourselves. I was kind of expecting it though from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 plus 2, and sadly enough they put it in an Xbox One case instead of a Series X case, so that's gonna trigger my OCD even more. So the reason I got this game specifically for Series X is because when the Series X first came out, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2 was an Xbox One game. They had not released the next-gen version of it, so I bought that thinking that they were just going to give a patch, but no, they actually ended up releasing a physical version of the game, and that pissed me off to like no end. I was really angry about that. So I waited until essentially it went down in price and got it for $20. Now at this point, I'm just going to wait until I can find a pre-owned copy that has the original case and cover art, and I'm just going to swap it with this one so that I can get it for my collection. As for Castlevania, I'll probably just print cover art for this, because a majority of my Xbox 360 collection has reproduction cases and cover art that I made myself, because most of the stuff that I've gotten from my GameStops, like I said, we really don't get a lot of the original cover art and all that stuff. But where I'm disappointed in that they came in their pre-owned cases, it's not that big of a deal. There's so many workarounds I can do for these. Plus, they're pre-owned. It's not like I was expecting to get a perfect condition copy. But yeah, I mean, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2, they were great games during my childhood, and honestly, just having another copy of the game for the Series X, I've been meaning to expand on my next-gen collection anyway. This is cool. Plus, you know me, 360 is just my main platform, essentially, so I had to get this game as well. Plus, knowing that Castlevania is a great game, and there's a few YouTubers I watch that are obsessed with it, specifically Review Tech USA. He put the game in my head like he has done for plenty of others, including the Fear series. So where this game is technically new, the deal that was going on during this week was also including the clearance games. Our clearance games that we sell are all new copies, but they decided to add it to the pre-owned buy two get one free deal. So I figured I'd just add it because I wanted to expand on the Series X collection anyway, and the game was cheap enough and it was in the seal, and I know I'm not going to open it and play it because the game is trash, but I got it anyway because it was less than $20. This is Call of Duty Vanguard, possibly the worst Call of Duty game of all time. I swear, I picked this game up on day one on the PS5, played the campaign, thought it was pretty good for a little while, then it kind of just got boring and I stopped caring for it. Then the zombies was absolute mid-tier, then the multiplayer was kind of meh. I really did not care for Call of Duty Vanguard in the slightest. I literally was dumb. I stopped playing the game like 3 days into it, and I never went back and tried it again. So I got the copy for Series X just to have it in the seal, just to have a sealed copy of a Call of Duty game, because the Call of Duty games tend to go up in value in the future, especially the sealed copies, and who knows, This one might not, because it's known as one of the worst, but you never know these days. You never know if what can go up in value. Some of the most random stuff goes up in value. For example, just like some of those baseball games for the Xbox 360 and PS3. I forgot exactly what the name of it was, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Regardless, I got the worst Call of Duty game of all time, just to essentially have it in the seal. Next up, we got another pretty kind of game, but I still haven't finished the trilogy in general, and I feel like this would probably just be one of the ways I should just do it, just so I can get the achievements or whatever on my Xbox. This definitely isn't the definitive way to play these games, in my opinion, but is what it is. I'm just going to show it now. This is Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy. These were terribly done remakes, like absolutely terribly done. I think the artwork sucked. I think that the engine sucked. Everything about these games, they had so much potential. They could have made an incredible remake of these trilogies, even using something like, I'd even be okay with them using like a GTA 4 engine. Like, they could have done so much more than do something like this. This was absolutely awful. I have no way to defend this thing. The only reason I picked it up was because it was really cheap when I did. So honestly, I just picked it up for the hell of it, just to have a physical copy, and to, like I said before plenty of times now, add something to my Series X collection. This is probably one of the worst things that Rockstar has released, and I'm really worried that GTA 6 isn't going to be good ever since, you know, GTA 5 became so popular, and I'm thinking Rockstar now has an ego. So I'm hoping this doesn't define them from this point forward. I kind of just edit it for the hell of it. I do like these three games in general. I mean, I played them on PS2, the original Xbox, and PC, but yeah, the ports of these and just the way that they were executed was absolutely terrible in my opinion. So putting this one to the side, we're just going to forget about that. This one right here, the next game I'm about to show, I really got addicted to the first one, for no reason whatsoever. There was no reason to be as addicted to it as I was, but I played it for days on end, hours on end, had so much fun with it. It's such a stupid game, but it's one of those things that is just fun to mess around with. That game being Goat Simulator 3. So there was never a Goat Simulator 2. For the meme, I guess they just decided to put a 3 at the end of it just to confuse people or make people laugh. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but honestly, I'm very excited to give 3 a shot because I loved Goat Simulator 1, and I'm hoping it's just as stupid, if not even more stupid. I heard nothing about this game so far. No one's really told me if they liked it or not. I've just sold it at my store, and it's cheap at $18.99. I had to absolutely pick up that for the deal, so very happy to have added this one. I'm 100% going to be playing this one, probably a lot, hopefully not too much, and funny enough, this didn't get an Xbox One release. It was next gen only. So it's a Series X only game. I can't even play it in my other game room. As of right now, I can only play it in this area with my Series X. So I always find that pretty funny. I'm guessing maybe just the game's a little more graphically advanced, and if not, then I guess they just did it for the hell of it. Didn't feel like making a last gen version. I mean, I can't blame them. Having to create stuff for multiple platforms can be annoying sometimes. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing the hell out of that one. It's something I'm 100% just probably going to put many hours into. So I'm pretty much going to just show this one and then just pretty much jump right into the next game. This is Narnia for the DS. The only reason I picked it up is because it was literally $2. A customer came in from another GameStop that they just shopped from and said, hey, I'd like to return this. I want to see if you guys have any better DS games or Wii games or whatever. I think he ended up picking up New Super Mario Bros. Wii or something. I know he picked up something Mario related. That's all I remember. But ended up returning this. As soon as he returned it, I picked it up for $2. There's that. So the last game in this haul that I got that honestly has been on my mind for a while, I was hesitating to get it at launch because I never really got into the Harry Potter series. I've never seen a single Harry Potter movie, so I thought that this would kind of just be out of place for me to play, considering the game is still expensive. But I've heard from many reviewers now that even if you aren't a Harry Potter fan, this game is an absolute blast. I've heard from my coworkers it's an absolute blast. One of my best friends, who's my coworker, is playing this game right now. And honestly, I finally caved. I finally did it. I bought Hogwarts Legacy, and I got the PS5 edition. So usually with me, I usually get the Series X games to have on my main platform. But a game like this, it has an exclusive quest on PS5, and I figured I would just pick up the one that had the exclusive content for the hell of it. That's usually what I do. If a game is definitive version to the other, I usually pick it up. Even if the Series X version runs better, which I don't know if it does, I think I made the right choice going for the PS5 version for this one. Obviously, I could have gone for it on PC as well, having an RTX 3080. That probably would have been a great experience, but considering this has that extra quest on PlayStation, I figured I'd pick it up. I've heard nothing but good things about this. I haven't heard anybody trash on it. I've heard it's just an over-the-top game, and even though I'm not a Harry Potter fan, or never really got into it, I should say, I guarantee that with the amount of people that are loving this, I'm going to love it too. So, yeah, guys, giant haul. Just a lot of stuff that I got. Honestly, I'm very happy to have gotten all the stuff that I did. Just some really cool stuff to add to the collection. Another console to add to my giant pile of consoles. I think I think I'm almost up to 50 consoles at this point, if I'm not there already. So I've expanded this collection so much ever since I started in the beginning. It just absolutely blows my mind. I was just talking to the retro game store owner, Tristan from Game On today. He was the guy who really got me into this hobby, and I'm just thinking back of like when I started. I was only like 13 years old when I started collecting this stuff. I had maybe like 10, 11 games. Now I'm here with all this stuff, and this hobby is just a really fun thing for me. I really like the collecting aspect of it, and I love the games aspect of it. This is why I want to become a game developer. I want to give people the enjoyment that these developers gave me. I want to do all this really cool stuff, and adding this cool stuff to my collection. This is definitely a nice little entryway into making games for my own, because I guess it gives me inspiration for what I want to do in the future. But the absolute coolest thing of this entire haul, no doubt, was definitely that PS4 Kiosk. I'm very happy that GameStop let me take it, that I'm able to use the thing, and now I have my PS4 Pro in there, and I'm definitely going to be using that thing. I've already got offers from people to buy from me, but I don't care if someone would give me $20,000 for the thing. I am keeping that thing for as long as as long as I can, pretty much. I want to bring it into my future. I want to get some more kiosks somewhere down the line. But yeah, honestly, just all the stuff in this haul. This is probably my favorite haul I've done so far, so absolutely happy about that. Def Jam Vendetta is next. I definitely think that if there's another game I'm going to have to get, it's going to be Def Jam. My friend Kyle has been telling me to get it for a really long time, so I know eventually I'm going to have to do it. So one of these days, I think that's the next thing on my hunt. But for now, I think I'm done collecting for a little while. I spent a lot of money. I bought a lot of Guitar Hero stuff since I'm going for the full series, which you guys will see in another video. I bought a lot of stuff from Mr. Cheapo, some stuff I wasn't anticipating on buying, and I went absolutely crazy with this haul for GameStop. So I think I'm going to take a little break from collecting for a little while. I am picking up some more games since there are some new releases coming out, such as God of Rock that I'm very excited for. But yeah, no, there's definitely going to be a little bit of a break in between now. I think I've spent enough money and added enough to my collection for now. So thank you guys for watching this video. This is really just one of my favorites I've done so far. I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a great day.